Mano Azagaia, the voice that will not be silenced. This audio is brought to you by Xonguila magazine. Named after an African weapon of war, and yet never resorted to force to make the revolution. Instead, force was often used against him in an attempt to silence him, but silent he was not. Using rap music as his instrument for political intervention, he remained steadfast in the pursuit of a noble cause, the same cause once fought for by those who now opposed him, the people's freedom. Amplifying his voice via the microphone, rapper Azagaia denounced the everyday injustices endured by the Mozambican people. He was the voice of the people, the one that never shuts up. He who called himself the eternal winner of lost causes would come to lose his life at age of 38, due to illness. He once said that when his time came, he did not want to be mourned, instead, he wanted the pact made with his people to be honored, that is, to continue the struggle. I'm of the generation that doesn't let the knot in the tie hold back the cry of freedom that explodes in the throat, Azagaia in Xonguila da Viragem, 2011. His passage through this world was not in vain, in the words of Angolan singer Big Nilo, who was not indifferent to the physical disappearance of the one who is considered one of the biggest icons of Mozambican and Lusophone music. The premature death of the rapper Azagaia shocked Mozambique and the entire Lusophone world. Across the media and social networks, numerous messages were shared, not only from the art worlds, but also from politicians, academics and various personalities from different social spheres across the entire Palop community, where the irreverent rapper's songs of strong social intervention rippled through, impacted and influenced an entire generation. Azagaia was much more than a rapper. He was an Africanist and human rights defender. With his avant-garde, progressive, combative and revolutionary writing, he went beyond the scope of national critic to become a universal critic. He wrote several songs that mobilized civil society and academia to reflect upon and study, such as A Marcha, Combatentes da Fortuna, Homem Bomba, Xonguila da Viragem, As Verdades, ABC do Preconceito, Maquinaria, Cau de Raca, Ari de Numbers, So Deva, As Mentiras da Verdade, the song that made him famous among others. The voice of the voiceless. Azagaia was a fearless storyteller who, like no one else, described the stories, the experiences and the reality of the people. He became known as a fearless actor against the powers that be with the song, As Mentiras da Verdade, The Lies Among the Truth, from his debut album Barbalays, meaning hangover in the Xanguilan language, released by Cotonete Records in 2007. The song presents a retrospective of the main events in Mozambique and criticizes the established political regime, whilst reflecting on social evils such as corruption and nepotism. The album Barbalays broke sales records. Azagaia became a hero of the people and a prophet of doom, a persona non grata with the regime. In 2008, following that year's popular uprising on February 5 in Maputo, Azagaia released Povo no Poder, Power to the People, which became his cause and main message in all his speeches. The impact of the song, Povo no Poder, earned him a summons to the Attorney General's office on suspicion of threatening the security of the state. He was acquitted of the charges and did not cower away. He continued to poke his finger into the wound, exploring forbidden and uncomfortable issues for politicians. He proved to be a courageous man in País do Medo, Country of Fear. A country that he loved and fought for until his death. Legends never die. Edson da Luz, the artist known as Azagaia in the music world, was the son of a Cape Verdean father and a Mozambican mother. He was born in the border town of Namarcha, Maputo province, on May 6, 1984. He started his musical career at the age of 13, integrating the group Dynastia Bantu with Mac Escudo. Together they released the album Sayavuma in 2005. After Barbalays, Azagaia released his second album of originals, Kubaliwa, meaning rebirth in Sena language, in 2013. This album features guest artists such as Stuart Sukuma, Dharma Dubling, the band Likuti, Julia Duarte, Raz Haitrim, MCK, and Valit. In 2019 he released the single, So Deva, featuring Mozambican rapper Gina Paper. The song speaks of the dividers occulters, hidden debts, scandal in Mozambique, deriving from foreign loans and sanctioned by Parliament, and lent its name to an EP, his third discographic work. The overall critical tone of the lyrics led him to be censored on Mozambican public radio and television. Even so, his music has crossed the south, center, and northern regions of the country, the continent and the diaspora, leaving an indelible mark. His legacy is intangible, in the words of Angolan journalist Victor Hugo Borges, and irreplaceable, according to Duas Caras, rapper with whom he shared the microphone in several music projects throughout his career. He died this year on March 9, due to an epileptic seizure at home, according to the artist's family. The wake, which preceded the funeral, took place on March 14 at the Maputo City Hall in Praça da Independência, and brought together thousands of people of all ages and all social strata, mostly young people, who wanted to pay their last respects to the legend, as Adriano Nuvunga described him. Legends don't die. And Azagaia is a legend. In tears, inconsolable and euphoric, thousands of fans of Mano Azagaia, Brother Azagaia, as he was fondly known, chanted his songs in a last farewell broadcast live on private television stations throughout the country. Azagaia inspired generations in search of answers to the challenges of society, stated the Minister of Culture and Tourism, Edelvina Materela, during the rapper's wake. One of the greatest rappers of the Portuguese language has died. One of the human beings I most admired in my entire life. A true patriot. Loved Africa and Mozambique like few others. The brother I never had, Valit wrote on his official Facebook page. Rapper Gabriel O. Pensador also reacted using the same platform. Great loss to our hip-hop music and culture. Your legacy is eternal, bro, rest in peace. Thanks for everything. All the way to the controversial rapper's final resting place at Micafutine Cemetery, located 25 kilometers from the city center, the crowds flanking the avenues where the funeral procession passed, carrying the urn with Azagaia's remains, literally stormed the roads to pay their last respects to the artist whose work had a profound impact on Mozambican society. And, with fists raised in the air, everyone chanted his main message, Povo no Poder, over and over again. Azagaia's last wish. I speak from the people to the people. Because I'm of the people, and you're of the people. We use the same language. And I hear you when you speak. And you hear me when I speak. We share the same pain. If you're tired of asking for favors, then come and join the march. Azagaia in Povo no Poder, 2008. When alive, Azagaia said that the best way to react to his physical demise would be to continue his cause, to continue the march for freedom, for fundamental rights. Woe betide us if we give up, woe betide us if we are not militant, woe betide us if we let ourselves be silenced, said Azagaia in Ari de Numbers, Woe betide us, 2022. Azagaia was never silent in the face of social injustice. He poked his finger into the wound for the benefit of the people to whom he asked, before he left us, to fulfill his last wish. Often labeled by politicians as contrarian, unpatriotic, messenger of the opposition, Azagaia died defending what is right, what is just. I am from the party of truth, without seats in the parliament. They will charge me with fraud when I reveal my thoughts. Azagaia in EUNAO Porro, Barbalays, 2007. His music transformed and conquered the hearts of the humblest among us and created empathy even in people assumedly uninterested in rap, by virtue of the beats that carried his message. I am no longer important because I've already done what I had to do. I don't want you to approve of me as a person, I've just come here to leave my ideas. Let's do what we agreed to do, Put the People in Power, Azagaia, 1984-2023. Learn more at www.xonguila.co.mz. Or through our social networks, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok and Telegram.